Hi everybody, it's Diane here at Diane's Plants, and today's video is how I pack plants to ship. I have been shipping year round right now. I have shipped to the frozen tundra. I've shipped where it was 106 degrees in Oklahoma. I have shipped when it was, I don't know how cold. They had snow and everything else going out there in, Ohio and Iowa and out that way. So, and I've had pretty good success. Every now and then, if someone leaves it out in a mailbox or, something odd happens, maybe there'll be a little bit of a problem. But actually, I've done pretty good. Knock on wood, I'll keep doing pretty good. Um, but I thought I would do a little video to show how I do it. As most people know, I'm cheap. I don't like spending a lot of money. I know a lot of people, they get special wrapping, cloth, burlap, peanuts, bubble wrap. All that stuff costs money. And, if you're in this to make money, spending money on that kind of stuff increases your shipping and lowers your profit level and makes it harder for your buyer to buy. I get a lot of questions about heat packs. I don't do heat packs. I haven't tried it. I've heard from other people about the problems. With my fish background, I know with heat packs, we're shipping out of Florida, so we tend to be the hottest here. So if I put a heat pack on something here, it's going to be at its hottest here. And then by the time it gets to you, even if it's like a 72-hour pack or something, it's going to have lost some of its oomph. And so you have a tendency to cook the fish, cook the plants. You have to be very careful with how you do it. And certainly there are fish species that I have shipped that I use heat packs with. You kind of have to, but you have to do it just right. But I tried this year the plants without doing heat packs, and I've had pretty good luck. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Now, I got my background. There's nothing professional or anything like that. It's trial and error. But I brought in my background from shipping tropical fish. And I've also paid attention to the people of New York City, that homeless people that live out there on the streets. And they're cold and they use cardboard and newspaper, which has a fair value for keeping things, keeping the temperature more consistent. And if you're a person that lives in the north, you know that you put your jacket on. You don't want something that's real close and tight. You want some airspace in there so that that'll trap the temperature differences. So just like your jacket is puffy, there's a lot of air fill along with your polyfiber or whatever it is that's in your jacket, and that helps too. So with those ideas in mind, this is how I came up with my packing system. I don't ship with pots. I ship bare root. Very rare for me to ship a pot, occasionally, but not very often. But I use the same premise whether I'm doing a pot or not. If I'm shipping in a pot, I take a plastic bag like this, a Ziploc bag. I open it, I stick my plant in it, and then I take tape. I close this up and I take tape and I tape it down like this. So if I'm shipping with a pot. And then I actually will wrap this in newspaper, and I'll take this and I'll actually usually tape it to the box. So it doesn't get thrown around during shipping. But in this case, most of my plants I'm shipping bare root. The first thing I do is I make some paper strips about like this. A lot of the plants I ship, they like to be moist. They don't like drying out. So I cut up my paper and I have these ready in my little bucket, and I'm going to use that as a wrap. So I set out some newspaper. We have a thin newspaper here where I'm at. It's only like 4 sheets altogether. So I just have the one order that we're doing right now. So I do like that. I take my plant, I dump it out of its pot. So now I just have the roots. And then I actually take those. I have a bucket with some water in it. I let it soak for a few seconds. I get my newspaper. Oh, and I also have myself prepared. I use cells. These are plug cells. They're how my plants come to me, so they're kind of extras for me because I get plants out of here and I plant them in pots. So I get these. I usually get them in 2 different sizes. That's how they come in. So this plant's a little more developed, so I'm going to use my bigger size, and I just cut off a little travel pot for her. So now I'm sending a single plant, so I got a single pot. If I was doing multiples, I would just cut down the row. If I'm shipping 3 plants, I'd cut across 2 plants, whatever. So I do it based on how many plants and what size the plant is. So now that I got my little cell cut, I'm going to take my plant. I'm going to take my newspaper. I dip it in my water. I wrap my root. So now I have it wrapped. All right, it doesn't matter that this is hanging out. My theory behind this is, especially in the summer, I'm trying to keep it moist because the air, in Florida we're humid. Going out to other states, it may be drying. It may be drying in the post office. So I try to keep it moist. I also keep it moist in the winter time because, as you know, the orange groves and that sort of thing down here, if they have a freeze coming up, they miss their plants. We're trying to generate some heat. We're trying to protect the roots. Leaves can fall off. It doesn't matter. As long as I've got the root and the rhizome or whatever's going on in here, as long as I got it alive, this plant can come back. So now I take my little creation and I'm going to stick her in here. So now she's kind of like that. She's got a funny little curve to her, so each plant's different. I might take a look and see if I've got any little brown edges. I may trim off any little brown tips, because obviously I want people to have a nice looking plant. Now, I'm going to take this, and I can see how it'll lay like this, so it'll be easy for me to wrap it up. I've already got my tape made out on my board, on my table, so that I can pack it. I'm going to take this down to here, and it's like wrapping a present. I just kind of snug it in, because I don't want that plant falling out if I can help it. And then I wrap this up. And depending upon how talented I am, I may or may not tape there. But then I'm going to fold this over and fold this over, and I just make sure that I'm trying not to crush any of my leaves. I take my tape that I have ready, and there, I've got a plant in a little bundle, and I can shake it. It's not shaking out of its pot. And then I will look and decide what size baggie I can put it in. In this case, because it's a little taller plant, I'm going to use, I got the 1 gallon, so I'm going to use that. I open it, I stick my happy little plant in there. One of the reasons I do that, again, I'm trying to create some humidity. It's a little harder to cool off the humidity. It's a little harder to change the temperature. My plants are tropical, so they like the heat. So even if it gets 100 degrees, they're still happy as long as they don't dry out. So I'm trying to create a kind of a greenhouse effect here. And I zip it up. A lot of times I'll leave a little bit open so it can breathe. And then I'm going to get a box. I ship you postal. They provide us boxes. They're pretty quick shipping. So why not? So I fold it in. Here comes my helper. He looks like a mess. Why? Okay, I'm back. Had to take care of a child who wanted his baba. Anyways, I got this. I've taped up across here on the bottom. I'm going to get one of my flyers that came in the newspaper. I just crumped it up. I'm going to take this and one of the newspapers. I open it. I wrap it. I'm going to fold that down. Wrap it. Now, I'll look to see where this is going. It is going to Oklahoma City. If I think it's going to be really cold, and I have to keep in mind that it's not just where it's going to end up, but where it goes through, I may pack it again. The other thing, if it's really going somewhere cold, the other thing that I will do is I'll actually pack it inside a smaller box, like the VHS one, and then inside here. Wrap it. I cram it in. I get one more of my little flyers. Yeah, I've got it kind of loosened. I mean, the package itself is not loose. The plant's not moving. That's not moving at all. You can't hear it. It's not moving. But I got a lot of airspace, and my goal is to hope that it will maintain temperature as it travels through the different locations before it gets to its final destination. So I fold that down. Take one across. I take around. Make sure it's on. I get my label. I'm cheap. I use newspaper. I tried the sticker ones. I didn't really like them. So I just do it this way. I put it on. And I usually try to tape it either across seams or across other tape. Just so it helps hold things together. I try not to cover the barcode. Unless you're using clear tape, then it's not a problem. Alright, there we go. So, the cost for this, I used recycled plant cells. I used some tape, which I buy my tape obviously on eBay. I have a store on eBay, so I pay like, I forget what it is. It's like $25, $35, something like that, for like 12 to 24 rolls of tape. So I got some expense with tape. I've got some expense with the Ziploc bag. I think I'm paying like a nickel now for a bag. I get them at Dollar General or Walmart. I don't order them online. Newspaper's free. I go to my newspaper office. I pick it up for free. If I put another box in here, I use another priority box that fits in here, or whatever size I'm using. So I don't have a lot of shipping expense. As a result, I don't have to charge my customers a large amount. I guarantee everything to arrive alive. So even if I make a mistake, I guarantee it. I just require pictures to show me. Part of that is so I can figure out what I did wrong so I can improve it in the future. I don't know, I have pretty good luck. As long as people, you know, get it out of their mailbox and they'll leave it out there for 8 hours freezing. I've done really good all winter. And I pretty much do the same thing in the summer. The only difference is in the winter time, a lot of times I use extra boxes, particularly if it's going up to New York or Colorado or somewhere where I know there's going to be a ton of snow and it's going to be really cold. I definitely double box it then. But hope this video helps you. This is Diane's Plants. I'm here in Florida. Diane'sPlants.com, Diane's Plants and Things on Facebook, Diane's Plants and Things on eBay and Etsy. And hope to hear from you. Bye.